Hey guys, so today I want to talk about some of the difficulties about living in the countryside and just in general about life as a ALT on the JET program. So, living in the countryside does have its challenges. So, I'm living in Kaga City in Ishikawa Prefecture. And, I didn't choose here. I wanted to be in Shiga Prefecture because I had studied abroad in Shiga. But yeah, they ignored that and they put me in Ishikawa. And I'd never heard about it before that. But yeah, I came here and it was extremely rural. So the prefecture in general is rural, but I got placed in like one of the most rural areas. So I'm pretty much surrounded by mountains on all sides. So yeah, there's nothing here. So that was a challenge to get used to at first. Um, you know, Grocery shopping is difficult. There's no movie theater. There's nothing fun to do. So if you don't like, nature and old traditional things, Lord help you if you're placed in the countryside. Thankfully, I prefer that stuff, so it really worked out for me. So yeah, that was fine. But yeah, also. So, the main area of Ishikawa is called Kanazawa, so it's the capital, and kind of like the politics that are involved with that, which is something that I want to talk about, is the jets in Kanazawa basically dictate everything that's happening in the prefecture. So they do all of the events, and anything that is held is generally requires that you go to the capital, which really sucks for at least us here in Kaga because, well, it's an hour commute to go there, and there's also the jets that are in Noto, so it's kind of north of us, and in their case, it's 2 or 3 hours to the capital. So, it's really tough that it comes out that way, but somehow, at least as long as I've been here, that's the way it goes. And the jets that are in Kanazawa have I guess like a clique, you could say. So, if you're not in their group, don't really expect to be invited. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so they invite you to stuff, right? But they do it on say for example, the Facebook group. No one really reaches out to you and says, hey, I'd like to meet you, or I'd like to get to know you, or, something like that. And I don't know, I guess, why I expected that. I really shouldn't have. But, yeah, so that's a little tough. And, so yeah, I did it one time. I went to one of the group meetings, and that was pretty much the last time. Because, okay, look, so JET is really. It's a really good program, and there's really bright people that work here, but there's also a ton of extremely ignorant people that work here as well. So, some of these people are, 21, 22, and their life skills are questionable at best, and they feel like, I don't know, like almost entitled in a way, at least in my opinion. But for me, there's just some of them that I just really couldn't get along with. And granted, that's anywhere that you work. There'll be people that you don't get along with. But, yeah, for me personally, I really hate when people try to, brandish their culture in another place. So we're in Japan, right? We're working in Japan. And I think, personally, we should be respectful of Japanese norms, traditions, and cultures. So, yeah, that would be common sense, to me anyway. But, for example, when I rode the train with them, you don't talk on the train, right? Or if you do talk, it's kind of like in a lower voice. You don't want to, kind of disturb everybody else. But for them, they're laughing, they're screaming, well, not really screaming, but laughing, talking really loud. And, I could see other Japanese people looking at us, and I was just like, wow, like, really, guys, come on. That's unnecessary. So that was really a huge turnoff. And then, going to the movies as well. I didn't, I already knew. I already knew it was going to be bad. So I didn't go to the movies with any of them. But I did go to see, I guess it was Avengers a little while ago. And a lot of Jets and ALTs were there to watch the movie. And holy cow. All right, so in Japan, you don't talk during the movie. You don't want to disturb it for other people. And that's right, kind of like common sense, but really it depends on each place, each culture. But yeah, so in Japan anyway, they don't talk, they just watch the movie and they stay until the credits are over. Kind of, it's respectful. Holy moly. When this movie starts going, they're screaming, they're whistling. I can't believe it. Every scene, whether it's funny or not, the tiniest joke, they're laughing hysterically. And, I can hear them asking questions. I'm on the complete opposite side of the movie theater. So I can't imagine what these Japanese people are thinking about. We're representatives for our countries, right? And so these other people are looking at us like uncultured baboons. And it just infuriates me. Shut your mouth and watch the movie. When in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? Quit trying to make other people abide by your rules and desires. Ridiculous. So, with that being said, yeah, there's a ton of them I can't get along with. There's no chance. So beyond that, we also have here in Kaga, our own set of issues and problems. So in JET, there's usually two types of ALTs. You have prefectural, which work for the actual prefecture. So in my case, I'm a prefectural JET. I work for Ishikawa Board of Education. And then there's city JETs. So they work for the actual city that you're living in. So here in Kaga, honestly, I don't know the exact number, but it's probably there's six city JETs and then 2 prefectural JETs. Now, in my case, I don't live near anybody else. So everyone lives in the same city. They live in Daishoji, but I live in Yamashiro. So there's a multitude of reasons for that. So one, my predecessor didn't live in Daishoji anyway. He lived even further than this. And 2, I have dogs, so my housing situation is really limited. And so Daishoji wasn't an option for me. Now, a big problem that at least I have in my case, and I kind of wanted to let you know before you are getting into JET, is the prefectural JETs and the city JETs tend to separate themselves. At least that's the case where I am now. And my predecessor did leave me a note when I came here, and he said that basically he got along with the other prefectural JET and the other city JETs didn't associate with him. And now I understand that. And, I'm not saying, I don't have anything against, my coworkers that are here as city JETs, but they have definitely made, a distance between us. And, that's a little disheartening. Because, for example, when they first came here, for the new ones, I decided, let me make sure I go out of my way, help them get situated. I'll go shopping with them. I'll help them, get their stuff, bring it home. Because at that time, I was one of the only JETs that had the car. So, I went around, I toured them to some of the local places, introduced them to some people that could help them, integrate with the community better. And then pretty much after I helped them, they went rogue, no communication at all. I was like, okay, that's cool. And, granted, they're busy. They don't have to communicate with me. But, I did check up on them, make sure everything's going well. But still, it's a two-way street, you know what I mean? I'm only going to do it so many times before I stop. And then, So in my case, I'm not like a lot of the other Jets. I have two dogs. I cannot travel. And also, I don't drink alcohol. I've never drank alcohol. So that really outs me from a lot of parties and whatever have you. I'm not interested in clubbing or anything like that. But like, if you want to go see some sweet nature or like a temple or do like a community event, yeah, I would love to if I have time. And then another thing as well, most people have like a normal schedule, right? Like they go to work 8 until 4. Not for me. So I have a night school that I work at as well here. And the night school is for basically people who dropped out of high school and they want to go back for their education. So I'm working until 9, where all of these guys are off at 4. All right. So it's a little bit tougher for me to do a lot of things. But even with that said, I was told by one of the local Jets that I guess there was like a distaste for me because it felt like I didn't want to associate with them. Like I didn't care about what they were doing. And that's really unfortunate. And, I was really hurt to hear that because, I went out of my way to help them get situated and tried my best to be friendly with them and, welcome them to Japan. And I think because my situation is different and I don't live in the same city, I was pretty much just excluded from everything. Like, yes, granted, same as Kanazawa, they'll post on, Facebook, hey, there's an event, da-da-da-da, and that's it. But what does that really mean? For example, like there was a goodbye party, right? And at the goodbye party, it's for the City Jets. So obviously that auto excludes me, and that's common sense, But then like later on Facebook, the other prefectural jet was in the picture, and I was like, wow, okay. Or nobody reached out to say like, hey, when are you available? We'd like to get together. Nothing. So truly at this point, granted, I don't have any problems with them, but I don't care to be involved with them or what they do in Japan. Like, I hope they have a wonderful and great experience and enjoy. But at the end of the day, I'm just gonna keep teaching my adult kids and my high schoolers, do that. And thankfully I have a lot of supportive Japanese friends. And, we can go see temples and shrines and really experience Japan. And for me, that was better. So what I'm really trying to get to is that when you come to Japan, don't expect to get along with everybody. I am not close friends with anybody in Kaga at all. But I do have friends in other prefectures. And some of these people come to Ishikawa to meet me. Or, I'll go to meet them. So I have some people that are in Fukui, I have some people in Kobe, Tokyo. Like one of my best friends, Khalid, he's in Tokyo. Great guy. Went and stayed with him before I went back to America. So it was it was really awesome. So don't be afraid to branch out. You don't have to fit in to your your local group. And I'm not saying make enemies. I'm not enemies with anybody, but that's just the way it is. Like when I first came here as well, we had a girl from Singapore who wasn't involved in anything, and they just like naturally discluded her from the group as well. And now I fully get it now that I'm in the same situation. That it's kind of a, I don't know if it's a clique thing or whatever it might be, but there's no camaraderie. Now, every situation is different. Your prefecture might be, best buddies, but I think definitely as well, it is a missed opportunity if you don't go out and make Japanese friends. If you surround yourself with the local community, it's a bit tough, Like, yes, you do get English, but you're in a new country. I think having Japanese friends would be ideal, and seeing Japanese things. You can drink any day of your life. I don't know. I'd rather go climb a holy mountain. Like, I don't know, it's just me. But another thing too, so being in the countryside, like I said, some difficulties as well, is you have to remember everybody is far away from you. And so, it's really tough. You're not going to be able to meet people very often. And, you may need a car to do so. They might not even be able to see you with, by taking a train or a bus. So that's a little tough. And speaking of trains and buses, for example, here, right? So when I first came here, the buses only ran once every 50 minutes. Same with the trains. So that freaking sucked. So even though my school is a 10-minute drive away, it took me almost 2 hours to get to school. Like, how much does that suck? So I was pretty much forced to buy a car. So yeah, that was not fun. But if I had to do it all over again, I would still choose being in the countryside. The air is cleaner, the nature is gorgeous, food is better, I think. The people are definitely friendlier. Like, I just go to the grocery store or like pretty much I can't go anywhere and somebody's not saying like, "Oh, hey, Justin." Like, "Oh, yeah, like I don't even know you." And they're like, "Oh, no, I saw you in the newspaper." It's like, "Oh, cool." Like, so it's a small town and it feels nice. I feel integrated with the community and, it's awesome. So while I did say some negative things that, can happen to you, I think overall the experience in the countryside is extremely positive. And, I'm definitely hoping that whatever you get, you can enjoy to the fullest. As well, the students tend to have less education in the countryside as well. And that's probably true in your home country as well. But, don't let that deter you. They're still great kids. They just don't have the same opportunities afforded to them as some of the people in the big city. And that's all right. And I love it. Coming from Detroit, I know exactly how they feel and I know exactly what they're going through. So, it's extremely rewarding and I can honestly wake up every day and just feel really happy about what I'm doing. So that's basically all I want to go over in this video. If you have any questions, write them in the comments and, I'll try and answer them for you. And if you want more videos like this, please like and subscribe. This video is not fancy. It doesn't have any cool editing, but, I just wanted to talk to you and, kind of let you know what's going on. Okay, thanks. Bye.